Alright, hey, what's up guys? This is a Kanji tutorial video. Hopefully you can hear me now. This is a Kanji tutorial video, which is, I don't know, pretty basic in Ghetto. This isn't supposed to be like about combos, technical stuff. This is really sort of basic anime grappler style fundamental stuff, and more like character specific than it is like, you know, here's combos used in this situation. So, basic idea of Kanji is he's a grappler. That means he has a powerful command throw. Pretty basic. If you play fighting games, you probably know what a grappler is. So, most important thing to realize about a grappler isn't this should be like your fundamental mindset when playing grappler. Your main goal is not to land the throw. As weird as that sounds, the throw is actually there to make you threatening to land strikes. So, most people are going to want to avoid a throw, and a throw is a really high-risk kind of commitment. You're putting yourself at risk to get hit by a huge combo if they jump. So, the basic idea is you want to make them get hit by like 5A more than anything, or like random hits. So, instead of focusing on landing grab, like bad players do, you should be focusing on landing 5A. And then when they're so terrified of getting hit by 5A, that's when you grab them. You should kind of reverse the most common mentality most players have playing grappler. So, the basic idea is, you know, if someone jumps, 5A will hit them. There's a lot of startup with jump in this game. It's got like 10 to 12 frames. So, you know, if you hit 5A and they hit up, then you're just going to hit them. And you'll get like a full combo. So, you know, basic 5A combo. If you're like really bad, that's a perfectly fine thing to do. Don't worry about it. If you're like good... Whoops. That's like fine. Like it does a little bit more damage, not a big deal. So, you usually won't get a lot of damage off this, but it's super safe. Like doing 5A, 5A. If they just block, then you have like 10 opportunities to do something off it. So like, you know, you can do 5A, 5AA, and then you can just, you can do throw afterwards. You can do like 5AA, 5B, throw, 5A. That's not a good idea, actually. Like, you can do like a million things to mix them up. So, that should be your first goal. Make them want to just block all day, and then you hit them with command throw. And that's where a grappler shines. Like, they have a pure 50-50 mix-up. Like, you cannot react between 5A. Like, 5A is like 5-6 frame startup. You can't react to that. Like, not even just normal can react to that. And, like, do something anyway. And, like, this is, like, 5 frames. So, there is no way they can react to your mix-up. That's the important part about playing grappler. You have an unreactable mix-up game. So, keep that in mind. When you get into the situation, they're in a pure 50-50. Most characters have, like, reactable mix-ups. So, you know, that's why grappler's like better up close, even though they have like usually worse normals, worse frame advantage, etc. They have the advantage of just pure 50-50. So that's good. So anyway, next thing you should keep in mind with Kanji is how to get in, I guess. So when playing a grappler, you know, you don't really have too many options from far away. You know, you've got, as Kanji specifically, you have 5D, you can just do and then run up. You can do that, EX beat down. That's not like the best option. It's really punishable. You spend meter. It's good in circumstantially, but like I wouldn't recommend using it too much. And then they're just chickening your way in. So this is like what most grapplers have to do to get in a fighting game. So run. Kanji has a run, so that's nice. So you can just run forward and block. Every once in a while, you can roll. That's kind of about as good as running, really. You can just get through projectiles and stuff. I'd say running is like worse overall. It gets you further faster if you go like a little farther in the hole. You can air dash in, super jump, air dash. Like, don't do anything. Like, just chill. Wait. Seriously, like, a lot of people are really antsy to get in. Like, they'll just do this 5 times in a row, and then, you know, versus a bad player, that'll pretty much blow them up, but versus a good player, it won't work. So, you know, just chilling, like, don't, you know, sweat it too much, because you know, you're never really in control from, like, anywhere from here to around here. Like, you don't have much going on. So, just, like, air dash in, run in, roll in, chicken in, just wait until a good moment to do one of those things pops up. That's something you should really look for as a grappler player, and you can use 5D. Or, like, if they do something, like, really punishable, do the XP down. So, next thing is about this range. So, you know, versus a long-range character, this is a good range to get into. Versus a mid-range character, this is actually the worst range you can be at. So, like, you can do, like, that. And that'll just beat you up for free. You have, like, 0 options versus that. For real. So, you actually... It's not bad to backdash versus you, like, at this range. Because, like, you can just do crazy stuff. You know, but at this range, you have a lot more options. So, if you're, like, really crazy, you can do this. I wouldn't recommend it. That's, like, the bottom of your option. 5C is really good. It's kind of slow, so, like, a good mid-range character will just run up, hit 5A, or, like, 5B, like you or Mitsuru, and they'll just wreck you. They'll blow up the persona and get a free counter-hit combo. Not good. Not good. Next thing is, that, like, sweep is actually pretty good. At this range, you can whiff punish with sweep. Like, play footsies with someone. If they whiff a button, just do that on reaction. It's a pretty fast move. It's like 12 frames. Not like the fastest move in the game, but, you know, it's decent. Like, you can whiff punish laggy moves, or even, like, kind of laggy moves. You can do, like, that. It's really not that good. You can do that. That's actually not that bad. Also, you can do instant air dash. So, you have, like, 3 options here with instant air... Well, 4, I guess. With instant air dash, you have... Oops. There. So, you can do... I'm really tired, sorry. There we go. So, like, you can do instant air dash with backdash, and it's, like, the fastest way in. It has the lowest recovery, travels more distance, and you can land grab. If they're, like, not lucky. Like, you do that. That looks like doing instant air dash A looks like the startup of, like, something else. It will usually be trained to block, and then you can do fall throw. Instant air dash B, that's probably your safest option. It beats most things besides, like, an R action. And then there's, instant air dash C, which will blow up most things. Most anti-air, sorry. So, like, this is your anti-air option. You can also do, like, just that. Like, seriously, that's crazy decent. People, like, will sleep on that all day. But, like, people, like, anti-air you, and then they'll whiff and get hit by that, which is cool. You can also do, like, that if they're, like, backdashing out of situations. So, I should go over beatdown. This is actually, like, the worst move in the universe. Most bad players use it because it's like, oh man, it's an unblockable attack. And it's like, full screen, it's crazy. And then people, like, actually learn how to duck it. And then they'll start losing a lot. So, most important thing is, this move is good for beating the following options. Jump, backdash, and run sometimes. I know this sounds really weird, but it actually punishes run. At least from what I can tell. I don't have any idea. People get hit by it while running, so maybe there's something funny going on there, or maybe there's really bad. I don't know. But yeah, so this is really good at beating jump backdash. Otherwise, don't use it. Unless it's like punish projectile. Don't use it, please. Please, for the love of God, don't use that move. So, next up close. So, what do you do up close? You can do... Oh, I should elaborate on up close now. So, preventing someone from jumping is a lot easier than it sounds. So, let's say you do that. You're a neutral. If they do jump, backdash, well, no, just jump, sorry. And then do that again, like, you'll hit them. So, that's cool. Because, like, jump has, like, 10 frames to start up, so. That's vulnerable to an attack, sorry. So, like, if they jump out of that, they'll get hit by that, and then